When you receive your license, there's this thing called reciprocity. Remember earlier when I talked about the fact that you would need three things? You would need to pass the school exam, state exam, as well as a sponsoring broker. Well, what reciprocity means is that you are exempt, meaning we have an agreement with other states, and instead of needing to take the pre-licensing requirements or even the state exam, all you would need to do is just find a broker and apply for your license, because you still need to have your license underneath somebody else. There are 9 states for New York where we have reciprocity. It's Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Mississippi, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. But with Georgia, they still require that you take the state exam. So those are the 9 states that we have reciprocity with. All you need to do is just find a sponsoring broker and you are licensed to perform real estate. Now let's talk about some exemptions in regards to your real estate license. So earlier I talked about that attorneys are exempt as long as they pass the bar in their state, as well as not hiring any agents. But if you work for, let's say, a property manager and they have a bunch of buildings, you do not need to have a real estate license. Again, that's as of this video, but I do believe that it's coming down where they're going to start requiring it, especially if you're handling money. If you work for the state, city, federal government, county, and you're performing real estate duties, again, you're exempt. If you're on the board for your co-op, condo, part of the condo association, again, you're exempt. But remember, the difference is that unlike us that are licensed, if I bring a client to, let's say, a new development project, and there's brand new condos that's being sold, and then somebody from the development company comes out, they're assisting us, we're looking at floor plans, we're looking at the model that they normally have in the sales office. If my client does not like what he or she sees, the person that's helping us can't say, let me know when you're available, what weekend I could take you around and show you some other properties. They can't do that. For the most part, the conversation is going to go like this. Okay, great. Thank you for coming by. If anything changed, you have my information. And then I'm going to take the client to see other properties. Most landlords, especially the larger developments, first thing they're going to ask you before they issue you a commission check, which is called OP, owner's pay. That's the first thing they're going to ask for is your license. So even though these individuals are exempt, they're very, very limited, and it's based upon their employer. One of the questions that I get a lot of times is, are you allowed to have more than one license? And the quick answer is yes. So if you are a licensed salesperson in the state of New York, you are allowed to have 2 salesperson's license. But let me explain. In order for you to be allowed by the Department of State to have 2 licenses, there are some requirements. The first one is you have to have a written statement from both brokers that you're joining that they're okay with this agreement. And then the second thing you would need to do is apply for a new license. So as of this recording, the fee for the license is $55. So you would need to put in another application to get another license. Now, the reason why the state is requiring the documentation is because they don't believe that you're going to get 2 brokers that's going to agree to that. And it can't just be documentation from one broker saying that the other broker is okay. It has to be from both brokers, okay? I have yet to ever meet a broker that was okay with sharing their agent. I would never do it myself, because when you're hiring agents, you want them to just focus on bringing you business, not to mention, what if the agent does something that I particularly don't agree with and they get in trouble? Their license was underneath the other broker didn't care, allowed them to do whatever, they get in trouble, I'm also going to get called in as well. As you can see, it's a very gray area, so let me know in the comments if you ever come across a broker that would allow you to have your license with them and with another broker, because I have never met a broker that will feel comfortable with that. Now, as far as a broker, you too, if you have a broker's license, you also are allowed to have more than one license. When I first moved back to New York, I worked for a company as an associate broker. Then when I got enough experience and I felt like, you know what, I want to open up my own office, then I reapplied for a real estate broker's license. So I had that license before I left the firm, and then I just never renewed my associate broker's license. The difference between the salesperson and myself, I didn't have to send the state any documentation, any permission, anything like that, because as a real estate broker, the license is not being sponsored by anybody. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the information. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We want to get you through the whole textbook right through YouTube. Thanks again.